Hey guys, Brian from Boas here. The 2021 Locality Boa breeding season is officially off to a start. I paired up about a dozen or so pairings over the last few days. These animals were cycled by gradually cooling the temperature at night down to a minimum of about 15 degrees Fahrenheit below the normal temperatures. And I did a video entitled Cycling Your Boas if you want to check out the specifics of the cycling. But they're now that they've reached the minimum night temperatures, they're ready to pair up. And so typically these animals will stay together on and off for about 4 to 6 months. You know, it's going to be a long haul until I have gravid females, until I get babies. But it's good to be off to a start and putting these animals together, and you know, hopefully they're going to get down to business and do their thing. So I thought I'd take a quick look at some of the pairings, and maybe I can catch some activity on camera. You know, maybe not, depending on how interested they are in each other. As I mentioned, they've only been together for a couple of days now, so probably not too much going on. But sometimes they, you know, start to show signs of breeding activity pretty quickly. So let's take a look at some of my pairings right now. Let's check on this Peruvian red-tail pair. I just put these guys together earlier today. Well, it definitely looks like they're tail to tail. I don't know if you can see that. I don't want to disturb them too much. You can see the tails are aligned and the male's on the top there. Well, looks like it's definitely at least some interest. Looks like the male is showing some interest in the female. I don't know if I wouldn't think they're copulating yet, but you know, definitely on the right track. So hopefully this will be a success. And this male is a proven breeder, so hopefully he'll be able to get right down to business quickly this year. Here's a Suriname red-tail pairing. This is a first-time male, also a first-time female. 2 holdbacks from 2016 and 2014 litters. And looks like the female's there. You can see the male. He's under this hiding place. So maybe they're just getting acquainted. Looks like they're nothing going on yet. Just kind of hanging out. Sometimes it takes them a while to get going. And you know, these are first timers, so hopefully it won't be too long before there's some kind of activity going on. Another first time pairing of true red tails. This is my North Brazilian red tail pairing, which I haven't produced North Brazilians before, so I'm really excited about the possibility. So looks like the male and female are both under this hide here. Don't know if anything's going on. I don't know, if you look closely you can see there's the male, and he's kind of on top of the female. Not sure if that's any activity. Maybe it looks like he's kind of got his tail raised a little bit. But I'll give these guys some privacy. Yeah, at least they're touching, you know, unlike the Suriname pair I just looked at. There's at least some physical contact, so maybe there's something going on. Here's another Suriname pairing. This is the male that is proven. He actually had a litter last year, and I put him with a different female. So I don't think anything's going on yet. You can see that they're lying together, but you know, typically they'll line up. The male will try to line up his body with the female. You can see the female's just kind of chilling out there, and they're not really doing all that much yet. So just give these guys some time. Hopefully they'll get things done. Here's my Honduran firebelly pairing. It looks like the male is, you can see the smaller one is on top of the larger female there. Just gonna look back, see if they're tail to tail. Well, he's definitely wrapped around her. I'm gonna just give them their privacy. So this looks promising. The male is definitely showing signs of interest in the female. So let's hope that they're getting down to business, and we'll have some more of these beautiful and rare Honduran firebelly boas. Here's a Pearl Island boa pairing. This pair produced for me 2 years ago. Let's check on them. I know it's a little bit dark there. So they're together. There goes the male though. He's slithering away. So it looks like not much is going on right now. But I'm just gonna give them their privacy. Let them do their thing. It might take a few months before we have some babies on the way. Here's a pair of Guyana red tails that I paired up. Let's see if anything's going on. Well, at least they're snuggling and getting reacquainted with each other. We'll just give these guys some peace and quiet to do their thing. Here's a pair of Targi Boas. Don't really see too much going on here either. You can see the male is on top, which is maybe a good sign. They're both going into shed right now, so maybe they'll just probably hang out for a little while before they shed, and then hopefully they'll get going. Here's a pair of Paraguana boas from the Paraguana peninsula in Venezuela. So they look like they're lined up. Normally the male will line his body up with the female during courtship. You can see the tails are kind of lined up. So obviously they're not copulating right now, but it's at least a bit of a promising sign that there might be some kind of courtship activity. So now that I have the animals together, typically I maintain the cooling for about another 2 to 3 weeks, and then I start to increase it back to the normal temperatures at night. And usually I'll be back to the normal night and day being the same by around late January or early February. And typically I keep the animals together until that time. So they'll be together for about 2 months or so. And then I'm going to separate them, give them a small meal. And then about a week or so later, I put them back together. And I keep them together for about a month at a time until the female is showing signs that she's gravid, or we come to around June. And if it doesn't happen by June, it's probably not going to happen. So hopefully, if things go well, I'll have my first litter of babies sometime around late June or early July, fingers crossed. And I'm really excited about this year. I've got a number of pairings I haven't done before that I'm really hopeful about, as well as some really, really nice red tails. I've never had so many pairings, especially the red tails, and I could produce as many as 5 different localities of red tail this year. So a big year for me ahead, with my fingers crossed. And again, I did a series of videos on all my pairings for 2021. So check out those videos if you want to see some specifics about the animals that I have paired up. So I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, if you have any questions or comments, feel free to reach out to me. Thanks for watching and enjoy your boas.